What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. And it appears that Joy Reid is at it again with her shenanigans. Now, I let her have it one time, but now I got to do it again. See, I got to do it again. I tried to walk away, but in the words of Michael Corleone, the more I try to get out, they pull me back in. And Joy has pulled me back in with her silly comments and propaganda on MSNBC, another fake news network, about Jeff Sessions. Now, President Trump made some comments via Twitter about Jeff Sessions and his frustration concerning all of the obvious evidence that there was corruption going on with the FBI, the DOJ, and the DNC with this FISA warrant and so on and so forth. And I understand that because, see, if Jeff wouldn't have recused himself from the situation, then he could be able to do something. And see, what really gets me is that once you start seeing obvious corruption and all that evidence is rolled down in front of you, stuff that me, not even being a prosecutor, could say, you know what, give me about 10 minutes to read through this stuff and I'll have you a conviction. That's how plain the obvious evidence is about the corruption with the FBI and the FISA warrant situation and them concocting this whole Russia collusion situation. If I was the president, I would be a little frustrated too, because I would be thinking to myself, look, Jeff, by you recusing yourself prematurely, you opened up the door for a whole bunch of other stuff to come in. And now you can simply unrecuse yourself and come out of retirement and deal with some serious, obvious issues that's going on here and put all this stuff to bed. Because right now with, I think it's, what is it, Ryan Ernstine, whatever his name is, the guy who is kind of heading it up over, because Jeff has recused himself, Weinstein, that's what it is. But anyway, with him, he's letting Robert Mueller just run rampant all over the place, all out of his lane. If he was running a 400-yard dash, he started off in the first lane and he ended up in the 8th lane. He's all over the lane. He's going in areas that he probably shouldn't even go in. And here's what gets me. If his job is to go wherever the evidence takes him, why isn't his keen hound dog nose not taking him right back to the FBI and the FISA warrant and the Hillary Clinton campaign who paid for the fake dossier and all of this other stuff that is coming out? All of that corruption. Why isn't it taking him there? Why is he going all over into finances with people who really wasn't that involved in the campaign? Why is he trying to even bring the president in to question him? And of course, you know, he hasn't said it definitely yet, but that's where it seems to be going. But I don't even understand why the president would even have to come and talk to him about anything concerning this fake Russia collusion story when there has been no evidence of a crime, no collusion, nothing. So my thing is, why would the police come knock on my door? Yo, Kev, we don't have a crime. We don't have no evidence, but we're going to have you come down and testify about some stuff. And hopefully you can entrap yourself by contradicting some bootleg facts that we done drunged up somewhere. So it's a bunch of crap. And I'm going, if Robert Mueller was really the hound dog that they say he is, he should be going after all of that obvious evidence versus creating evidence. And that doesn't make sense. So I understand the president's frustration. Jeff's a nice guy, but at some point you got to try to restore some type of credibility to the FBI and to the justice system by dragging these crooks in and holding them accountable. But by just sitting on the sidelines saying, well, I recuse myself, I just assume they're going to do the right thing and prosecute themselves. Maybe they might want to investigate themselves. No, that's not going to happen. And if you appoint a special counsel, that's going to take millions of years as well, when it should only take about 25 minutes concerning all the evidence that have come out. But anyway, nonetheless, Joy Reid, I guess, weighed in on Jeff Sessions' ability to receive punishment from the president via Twitter. Now, granted, maybe the president should have pulled him in and said, look, Jeff, man, let me talk to you, man. What are you doing? Get in there and do something. But you know President Trump, he's going to call it out regardless whether it's on his team or not. He's just going to air it out there and say, look, public, this is what's going on. Maybe it's just me, but the way I see it, this dude should be doing something. And everybody else that is a practical thinking person, say, yeah, he should be doing something. We know if he was to really fire Jeff Sessions, it would be a crap storm in the media. But I understand why. Now, I'm not saying he should do it, but I understand why if he did. Nonetheless, this is Joy Reid's response to it. And I'm not going to take long with this because Joy is, I don't even know what else to say about it. But let's hear what she has to say with these phony commentators on her show.
I think it's interesting because there are a couple of different theories as to why he doesn't quit Jason Johnson. Here's a little quick timeline here. March 2017, Sessions accuses himself, which is the thing that enrages Donald Trump. Trump calls Sessions an idiot in May. Then in July, Trump tells the New York Times he would have picked someone else if he'd known he would be recused. 27 July of that year, Trump tweets that he's beleaguered. And then this February, he tweets about his lack of action, calling it disgraceful. I mean, theory one is that Jeff Sessions wants to continue to do the job and doesn't want to disrupt the rule of law. Theory two is that he's having such a marvelous time persecuting brown people and deporting immigrants that he just can't stop, won't stop.
Ay, caramba. No es bueno. My Spanish isn't the best, but why, Joy? Why must you get on TV and embarrass commentators, embarrass journalists, embarrass, well, you can't embarrass MSNBC any more than it is embarrassing. But embarrass women, embarrass black people, embarrass humans, embarrass earthlings, embarrass pretty much anything within a galaxy away from here. Why must you do this? Here we go again, identity politics. Can't stay off of it. And it burns me up, especially because she gets a pass because she's black. And in our society, it's like if a black person just throws out reckless accusations about racism, nobody says nothing to them. And I'm thinking to myself, do you know how serious of an accusation that is? If somebody was to call you a racist and you weren't a racist, you would be like ready to fight. You would be like, dude, man, I'm about to go to war with you. Those are things that if you assign that characteristic to somebody, you better have some serious proof. She's accusing Jeff Sessions of being a racist for doing his job because he is going after illegal immigrants that for whatever reason, the majority of them are of Latino background. She's saying that he's willing to put up with President Trump's persecution and attacks because he's enjoying so much attacking people of color. He loves that more than it's worth staying there and being abused because he hates these people and he finally can do it without any obstacles in his way. That's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. And let's hear what this guy echoes.
Which of the theories do you believe?
This other guy.
Joy,
another black guy.
Number two.
Door number two.
His entire life to be able to take his special brand of bigotry.
Special brand of bigotry. Waited his entire life to implement his special brand of bigotry. Nothing Sessions has done since he has been in office leads me to believe that this is motivated by bigotry. He's simply implementing the law. And this is the problem with the left. What they do is if it's a policy that they don't like, even if it's a part of the Constitution, part of our legal system or whatever, if they don't like it and it doesn't benefit their agenda, then they will say, forget the law. We're going to trump the law in the Constitution by inserting a hidden motive of racism, of some type of injustice. Therefore, that law can be circumvented, which everybody on the left gives them a pass for this. People are not, for whatever reason, seeing that this is nothing more than a diversion and a tactic to make people say, well, I'm not even going to reinforce or enforce the law because I don't want to be accused of being a racist. So just let immigration just run wild. You know, the cops. God forbid you arrest a black person, regardless of the evidence or facts. If for whatever reason, you got to get physical with that person and it goes bad. Before anybody get the facts, they're going to say, you know what? There's cops, whether you're a black cop or white cop, killing people, killing black people or hurting black people or being too violent with black people again. And as soon as they throw the race thing out there, everybody backs up like, uh-oh, I don't want to touch that because I don't want to be deemed as a racist. So now all of a sudden, cop might be like, you know what? I could do something about this. I could go in there and break that up, but I'm not doing it. You know, let them run wild. I'm backing up off of it because every time we run the risk by enforcing the law of being called a racist. So I'm just going to back up. Let them, you know what? Let crime run rampant. And then when it gets out of control, everybody's going to be saying, why didn't somebody do something? Yeah, see, they're talking about Jeff Sessions enforcing immigration laws and saying it's because he's racist. While they sit in their nice, comfy homes, collect their salaries, sit at TV stations where there are plenty of guards and security. Now, until one of these brothers and sisters get affected by a violent illegal immigrant. I'm not saying all illegal immigrants are violent, so let's get that straight. But a lot of Americans have been impacted by violent or criminal illegal immigrants that should have been deported, maybe was deported multiple times, and somehow came back in and was just shipped right back into the system. Let one of their relatives get killed. Then they'd be on TV going, where's Jeff Sessions and why isn't he enforcing immigration laws? So here we go again. It's always a hidden motive from whoever Jason Johnson's comment here.
And apply it through the rule of law in the United States. We go back to his history. Remember, this man was denied a position 30-something years ago when MLK's widow basically said, this guy is too racist to serve in the Reagan administration. And now Jeff Sessions has all the wheels of power. Now Jeff Sessions has all the wheels. He's not just not leaving because he wants to be able to free police to abuse people. He wants to scale back.
Now, listen to the propaganda. He's not just leaving because he wants to free police to abuse people. How did this guy get on TV? How did he get on TV? You see, this is a madman's look right now. Jeff Sessions is sitting back going, all right, here's our new policy, okay? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the green light to go out and abuse people, okay? That's what I want you to do. Don't police. No, we don't want you to go out and police the area. I don't want you to protect and serve. I don't want that. Our whole objective is to start abusing people. That is defamation of character right there. Did you hear what this man just said?
Any sorts of reforms. He wants to be a prosecute a woman for giggling at him during a hearing. He wants.
You should see Joy's face in this. She's like, inform me. Really? Did Jeff really? Ooh. You know what? That's my face. Every time I hear her, I'm like, did she just say that? Did the network just allow them to talk? This is crazy.
Falls down around Donald Trump, he might be one of the last men standing.
Now, here the last piece of propaganda. Okay, his prediction that everything is going to fall down around Donald Trump. And when everything falls down around Donald Trump, he'll be the last person standing. That's why he doesn't want to leave. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what give news a bad name, black people a bad name, and humans a bad name. It's ridiculous. And Joy Reid is participating in this garbage. You know, Joy, I hope that whatever you're getting paid to sell out America, to sell out black people, to team up with probably the most propaganda-pushing, non-sincere, corrupt side of our society, which is the Democrats, and I'm not talking about voters, I'm talking about politicians. The Democrats and the liberal media do nothing for black people, nothing for our community. They're completely self-serving and they're completely driven by their liberal agenda. And they will do whatever they got to do to accomplish it, even if it comes down to just making stuff up, implying things that are not true, destroying people's personalities, characters, reputations, all of that stuff, careers. Everybody's expendable when it comes to the corrupt, crooked media and the liberal Democrats that's out there pushing this type of propaganda. All in an attempt to just get at Donald Trump. Anybody surrounding him, they will throw mud on them and destroy their whole character just so they can get at the president. It's ridiculous. Enjoy, you should be ashamed of yourself. Repent, and thou shalt be saved. Shame on her, man. Anyway, you've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. Boy, I'd love to get a one-on-one debate with Joy over this stuff. When I listen to her, I feel sad on the inside. That's what I feel, you know. So anyway, you've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. God bless you. If you like this video, hit like, share it, and find me on Facebook, Twitter, and check out the link in the bottom. I'm going to have a radio blog talk show starting. It'll be this Wednesday at 7:30, and every Wednesday from there on, the link's in the bottom. You'll be able to tune in, call in. We'll talk about some things and go from there. If you want to support Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom. We can do that as well. And until then, we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.